Man United go top, Jovic to leave Real, Raiola plans a Haaland move, a transfer roundup, and today's great debate all coming up in the next few minutes as I am your host Matt Froelich, you are the OneFootballers, and this is the Daily News. So first off, for Manchester United, they're at the top of the Premier League. This for the first time post-Christmas since 2013 in the last year of Sir Alex Ferguson's magnificent reign. Is this a sign of things to come? For all of those mocking Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, don't get me wrong, I did it quite a fair few times in the last couple of years since he took over at Old Trafford. He is now topped by 3 points after a 1-0 win at Burnley. Paul Pogba out from the cold, back into the team, managed to grab the winning goal, and it now means that ahead of this huge game, it would be massive anyway as United travel to Liverpool on Sunday. They now have a chance to not only defeat their title rivals, but move 6 points clear. Who would have thunk it? Talking of Pogba, he said it is a big moment at the weekend, and former Manchester United turned commentator Gary Neville said the fans really should be getting carried away because, well, why not? In fact, this maybe could be Manchester United's year. I mean, why not? Things are going so topsy-turvy. It would just be typical that a side like United, who haven't really looked anywhere near the title for the last few seasons, would end up winning English football's most coveted crown. Talking of this though, I will be releasing a video later on today on why I think Manchester United can take home the Premier League title, so make sure you keep an eye out for that. Elsewhere in the football last night though, Sheffield United at the 18th attempt managed to grab a Premier League win with a 1-0 victory over Newcastle. There was also a move into the Champions League places for Everton as they won 2-1 at Wolves with a really good victory. And elsewhere in La Liga, Atletico Madrid are now 4 points clear of local rivals Real Madrid at the top of the table after a 2-0 victory over Sevilla. Also, on top of this, they've got 2 games in hand. So if they win both of them, they go 10 points clear. Could see a shock winner in La Liga as well. But talking of La Liga and actually Real Madrid, they're letting one of their strikers go, and it's Luka Jovic, and it's fair to say since 2019 when he joined the club for 60 million from Frankfurt, things haven't exactly gone so well. He's had just over 10 starts in La Liga since then and a handful of goals and a couple of assists, and honestly, he needs this loan move. He really does. Back to Frankfurt, that's exactly where he's going. There have been quite a few clubs interested in the 23-year-old signature because he is a top attacking talent. He just didn't really get the game time, the confidence, or really the form to do anything at Real Madrid. And on top of this, Karim Benzema's doing a pretty good job of keeping him and every other striker, it seems, including Mariano Diaz, out of the Real Madrid team. So a loan back to Frankfurt will cost the German side about 2 million, which is nothing, as I mentioned before, compared to the 60 that they got for him in the first place. He will join an initial 6-month loan, and it's not clear as yet whether or not there will be an option to buy him at the end of the loan. Apparently there won't be. That's because despite the fact Zinedine Zidane isn't actually happy with Jovic at the moment, him and the club don't want to let him go full time. They still think there's a chance of him coming back, reigniting his career and having a fairly successful spell at the Bernabeu. And if you don't believe any of that nonsense that the club are peddling, I believe they just don't want to look stupid and concede the fact they're going to have to sell a player for a fraction of the price that they bought him, and potentially at 60 million he may go down as one of the biggest flops ever. Next up then, Antonio Raiola, who for some reason seems to be hell-bent on controlling the world of football. Next up, he wants to have some rather good ties with the club Barcelona, and to do that he may just engineer a move for one of his biggest clients to the club in Erling Haaland. Of course, we've spoken so much recently about the Dortmund goal scorer because I'm sorry, the rumours are just flying everywhere. Every corner of the internet has got a different rumour. Haaland's going to Madrid, he's going to Barca, he's going to Manchester City, Liverpool want to sign him, PSG are going to throw money at him. Nobody knows what's going to happen, but when it comes to Raiola, he does have quite a lot of control over the transfer market. On top of this, with his other contacts like Zlatan Ibrahimovic as well, he's had some not amazing dealings with Barca in the past, so for a personal reason he thinks it would be a good idea to get back into their good books, especially as they're going to have a new president by the end of January. That's not when the deal is going to be happening, but who knows, in the future they could spend the €75 million release clause on Haaland that will bring him to the club. Sounds like a better deal than 120 million euros that Inter Milan are holding out for Lautaro Martinez, that Barcelona have been linked with for so long. If El Clasico is going to get back to the heights of Messi versus Ronaldo, and if Real Madrid are going to go ahead, like has been reported, and make a huge money move for Kylian Mbappe, maybe Barca should go for Haaland and those two can fight it out on the pitch in another battle. Next up then, a quick round up of the rest of the day's transfer news. And talking of Real Madrid, they have prioritised a move for Eduardo Camavinga in the summer and won't be looking at anything in this January transfer transfer window. Elsewhere, and Arsenal are keeping tabs on Israeli winger Manor Solomon, who currently plays for Shakhtar. Fikayo Tomori is interesting AC Milan in a loan deal from Chelsea, and Islam Slimani is currently having his medical at Lyon ahead of a move which would see him replace the Atletico Madrid-bound Moussa Dembele. Finally then, this week's great debate. You guys know what it is. It's where the OneFootball newsroom poses a question to all of you, and you can find my answer and their answer in the relevant article in the OneFootball app. But for the comment section below, we want to know, what is the biggest match in the world? Now, there's so many criteria to this. It could be the biggest derby, the game with the most history, the game that has the most trophies up for grabs, the game between the top two teams in your league. But the biggest game in the world for me is still El Clasico. I know I'm actually someone who says that it's been pretty poor since Messi and Ronaldo haven't had that rivalry, obviously since Ronaldo went to Juventus. Both teams are kind of struggling recently, with form as certainly have been overtaken on the European stage. But for me though, it's so big because the result is everywhere. The news, the build-up, the millions of fans around the world. Every goal scorer is immortalised. A bad result could see a coach fired. It's just such a big game. It seems like good and evil, light and dark. It was Messi and Ronaldo. Of course, if we can get back to that sort of stage with two great teams battling it out, because let's face it, it would be amazing to see. The Barcelona-Real Madrid matches have just been the breeding ground for so many top class talent over the last 20 years or so. I still think it's the biggest game in the world. You guys though, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Check out everything else we've got going on OneFootball, and until next time, I will see you guys later.